Hello and welcome to this tutorial. This is just a way of viewing and seeing how to complete the application form for proposed new courses. And so I just want to first direct your attention to the course proposal website, which can be found right on the Missouri State website. So if you go through there, just do a quick search, it'll come up for you, but you want to choose new proposal and you'll see this form here. And so I'm just going to explain how I filled it out just to help anyone who's wondering how to do this in the future and to provide a little bit of guidance of how this can really work together and to make this process as easy and seamless as possible. At the beginning, it's just going to start out asking you for the course department code and the number. That is just the codes that we regularly use. So for communication, it's COM and then 260. And the title of the course, also credits, usually 3, maybe 4, just depends, or 1 credit. But for this one, it's the standard 3. And because this is a general education course, there is no prerequisite for this course. There's no other course that you have to enroll in at the same time, so we can choose no. We're selecting, in this case, new course. We're not making a revision this time. And the committee is asking for you to briefly describe the course and how it aligns with the general learning goals. What they have here, though, is very helpful, which is a link that you can click on, and it will bring up some of the learning goals, as you can see here. And so what I did was just scroll down to the one that made sense, which for this case was knowledge of human cultures, and just kind of read through that description there to help you design how you'll explain it to the committee. And so I used the first sentence from the syllabus that I created, which is a really big help. If you create your syllabus ahead of time before filling out this form, you'll have a lot of the answers in there already. And so I used this first sentence here, and then I connected it to some of the language that was used in the learning goals attachment that they had on the application. After that, they asked for you to upload the syllabus. Again, this is helpful because now you can go ahead and have it ready to go ahead and upload. This will also help you in the next coming sections because it will allow you to use what you've already developed to answer some of the questions that are coming up, which is on the learning goals session. For this particular course, I'm using the breadth of knowledge choice. And once you choose the breadth of knowledge, it will allow you to choose between knowledge of human cultures, the natural world, and public affairs. In this case, we're going with public affairs because this is communicating with cultural competence, and it gives you the choice of cultural competence there, which lines up with, once again, the goals that were in this section for your syllabus. So you already have your answer set, and it becomes easier to make your selections. So we're choosing 2 goals for General Goal 13. And for the first one, the question is going to ask you, what are some of the ways that you're going to use in order to examine and articulate perspectives? And so because you chose this goal, they want to know what are some of the methods that you're going to use in order to reach that goal. So if you go back into your syllabus, you see it's already connected because you've developed some of the assignments. So we've got essays here, we have a film appreciation assignment, we have exams, and you can go ahead and go back to your form and begin checking some of those. Now in this case, I chose essay, but I also chose journal because you may have different instructors who will call it different assignments. And so I'm checking some of the things that apply because it allows for variety. After that, it will ask you about the ways that you will track and report how students are doing when reaching this goal. So you can have a pass or not pass assignment, number of items correct as if you were given an exam, percentile rank, and a score on maybe a developed rubric that you're going to use. You want to check all the ones that will possibly apply, and if there's something else that's different, you can choose other and write it in. You'll do the same thing for the second goal. And then it also wants you to choose the goals for General Goal 12. These come along, again, these are the choices that go along with the cultural competence option. And so in this case, there are 2 items that the committee for this course chose for General Goal 12. And for this first one, again, we're choosing essay, maybe a locally developed exam, a quiz, to go for this specific goal for number 12, and then also number of items correct, percentile rate, score on a rubric in order to measure that goal. For the second goal, again, doing the same thing, choosing the ways that it can be found. I also, film wasn't an option, so I chose other and I wrote that in. And I added in, again, the methods for measuring that goal. This section can be a little bit longer if you don't have the assignments developed, but because your syllabus is already developed, it makes this section very easy to complete. As you begin to scroll down, you'll see the section asking how many students will be enrolled, or how many do you expect to be enrolled in a section per semester, as well as summer and intersessions. Right now we're only doing fall and spring, so 1 section each with about 30, which is the general education kind of size. Usually that happens there. So it already calculates 60 students for the year that you'll be serving. In which modalities will the course be offered? There's the traditional and possibly online if it gets even more popular. That was something that we explored, so that's a possibility, so check that one. We're not going to choose any of the other options. And high impact course methods. So one could be possible team teaching for this course, and also discussions. We won't choose any of the other options at this time. As this application wraps up, it asks a few final questions. The first one is who would generally teach the course. In this case, it will be taught by full-time faculty and instructors. They are the members that make up the committee of instructors for this course, and so that's the description there. The criteria that's being used to determine the qualification of the course, because of the makeup of those who are instructing the course, we're looking for people with postgraduate degrees who have an academic interest in this subject, specifically with intercultural communication. And so that evidence of that can be done through teaching, it can be done through research, or if they have some kind of special work experience from the past that they're bringing into their credibility as the instructor. And the final question asks about the description of instructional methods that support the success. They're looking for extra things that you're going to do to help students with their learning, help students pick up some of the concepts and principles and things that you're going to teach in the course. So in this case, I have that for this course, students can learn by having mid-semester evaluations. They can also, to evaluate the instructor and evaluate the course in the middle mark. Also holding review sessions, having study guides, inviting guest speakers, or even having extra learning resources posted to Blackboard. So this could be a link to a special website that has information about cultural competency. This could be a link to a YouTube video of a special series or a documentary that's available, or other, maybe a webinar series that's being held. So just extra resources for students to learn and support their learning, maybe of the concepts that they picked up recently. And then it wants to know, to end the application, who will be in charge. In this case, it's the course coordinator, myself. How will results be shared with those who teach the course? Via oral report and written report. Basically a meeting that we'll have as a committee, and I'll come back and say, here's how things were assessed and how things are going so far. When will results be shared with the course? They want to know if there will be, what's the timeline of meeting back and checking in. To start the assessment, we're going to go with each semester, starting with the fall 2018 semester, and then having, if we have meeting times during our regular departmental meetings, retreats, or holding a special department faculty meeting like a colloquium or something like that to meet and focus on this course. and then entering the name of the person in charge. That will, again, will be myself, and making sure that you've completed the training, which is a YouTube seminar video that is posted by one of our colleagues from MSU. So as long as all of those things are completed and you watch the video, which is super helpful to watch, which is why I decided to make this video. So it's just a way of understanding how to fill it out. If you want it in more detail, there is a link to the video as well that I can provide. But I hope this was helpful. I do have paper copies too, if you would like to know more about filling out for a new course. Have a great day.